Representative for the 3rd District, Julian Fraser, voiced strongly in the House on June 6 that the leader of the BVI must be at the forefront of the arguments in favor of ensuring local jobs are protected for Bvislanders by preparing them for these opportunities.
If we nominate and appoint people to boards, if we haven't done it in the past, then we have to start doing it in the future. Start looking at the way these people think. Their consciousness level, their level of consciousness as to what's around them. And if they're not conscious that it is imperative that Virgin Islanders get an opportunity to advance, then they're not the right people for the jobs.
Mr. Fraser advocates that responsibility for the public service be removed from the governor and transferred to the office of the premier.
Either it hasn't resonated that the BVI needs them and they didn't prepare themselves for the BVI, or someone is not telling the truth when they say they can't find people to fill these positions. Madam Speaker, frankly, I am fed up, I'm disgusted, and I think the time has come also when the public service should be under the Premier. Could you imagine us going to the UK asking for an advancement to our constitution, especially telling the ministers or the minister responsible for the overseas territories that we think that it's time that the Premier be given responsibility for police. Really, could you imagine us going and saying that? No. And the first thing they will throw in our faces, how could we do that when the governor had to go into the consolidated fund to take money to fund the police? You see the plan? It's a plot. And if we don't call it out for what it is, Madam Speaker, it will stand.
Meanwhile, Representative for the 6th District, Alvaro Madura-Keynes, is calling on the government to review the work permit system while questioning the plans in place to guarantee jobs for the hundreds of high school and college students about to graduate.
I think we have to take a serious look at how work permits are being issued in this country. We have to seriously look at this. We cannot afford to be sending our children away to school, coming back with his master's and bachelor's degree, and sit for years without getting a job. We as people feel that our own people cannot hold certain jobs. Why are committees that we set up nominating other people or referring other people than their own to hold certain positions?
In response, Premier and Minister of Finance Dr. D. Orlando Smith points out that while education is important, being educated with the skill set required by the job market is equally important. He also breaks his silence regarding a UK national being appointed to the post of Auditor General.
In the case of the Auditor General, when that position was advertised, and there was somebody selected by the section committee, etc. But we were not content, Madam Speaker, that was the person we wanted at that time. And so we asked that the position be held. And that was held for, Mrs. Curtin, for about 9 months. Yeah. While we, did a search and encouraged other young people who were qualified in the BVI to get in that position. It is true, Madam Speaker, that we have spent a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of money in education for the people and young people of this territory. And they have taken advantage of these education opportunities, Madam Speaker. But, Madam Speaker, it does take some time before we are able to fill all the positions that are vacant in the territory. And we have to continue with this process of educating. And not just educating on the elementary level or on the second level, but also in focused education. Let's take the matter of health in the hospital. At this point in time, after all these years and all the education program we've had, and even though there are quite a significant number of doctors qualified and trained and working in the BVI, there's still, for example, no local medical internist, specialist in internal medicine at the hospital at this time. There's still, for example, when I speak of no local surgeon at the hospital at this time.